You're going to do this crash course, but you hadn't passed your test, right?
No.
Nevertheless, you decided to buy a vehicle before you'd even got the licence. Why?
I was going to do some extra lessons in it as an intense driving course. I booked on for 16 hours driving.
Did you have to supply your own car for that?
They supply the car.
So why did you need a car?
For extra lessons with family and friends. So I had my own car ready for when I passed.
What did he tell you about the car?
He was honest about there being problems with the car. He said, obviously, I had sentimental values, and I knew the reasons behind that. We was just first discussing the price, discussing insurance before we agreed on anything like that.
Do you have any expertise in vehicles?
No.
None whatsoever?
None.
It's like me. You'd have no idea about a car if you saw one.
No.
If one drove over you after a crash course, right? Did you, when Jay told you about the car, go and inspect it with somebody that does or did have some knowledge about cars? Do you think that was sensible?
Not now, no.
But it would have been sensible then?
Well, I didn't think about it then. I thought it was somebody I could trust.
Therefore, obviously, it means that it was...
Yeah.
What?
Well, it was stupid of me.
What? Bit of a lesson, it's the point. And it's important because these cases aren't just watched by me, they're watched by lots of other people. You understand? Now, he tells you what the car is, you don't know anything about cars. What did he tell you about it? He said it was a sentimental value. What was the price?
We agreed on 1,200.
Now, did you go and look at the vehicle?
I did, yeah.
And what did you think when you first saw it? That looks all right.
No, not straight away. It needed quite a bit of work doing to it.
Why did you want to sell the vehicle to your friend? Was there any special reason you only discussed it with him rather than advertising it more broadly?
Because I knew that Stephen would look after it, and I just wanted someone, because it had the sentimental value, I wanted someone, to look after it, and I'd see it from time to time and everything.
Just pause for a moment. She's got a cat. May surprise you. I understand if you give over a cat, or in some instances, if it's particularly annoying, a child. It has a mild amount of sentimental value, and you'd want somebody to look after it so that you could see it from time to time. How is she? She's fine. How's she doing in school? Have you crashed it yet? What were you planning to do when you saw her? Did she have a name? I'm assuming it's a she.
No, it didn't have a name.
You'd go and visit the Audina? And you'd go and... What were you planning to do when you visited it from time to time?
A polish.
You were going to do what?
Just polish.
You were going to polish her?
Yeah.
Was the agreement that you would hand over £1,200 straight away?
No, it was agreement that we paid £100 every month.
Now, that's very important. Let's see the agreement. Thank you, Michelle. This is a perfectly valid and enforceable legal agreement. And it says this: you sold the car for £1,200 and you agree to pay £100 a month until paid. Well, until pied. Once this has been oh, my Lord. Once this has been pied, then... I will hand the logbook over. If payment is not made at the end of each month, I will take the car back. Now, that could not be more precise. However, I have to tell you, Jay, that that's a very interesting contract. When you ascribed ownership to him, it was up to you to give him all of the various things that would have afforded him full legal ownership. In other words, when you sold him the vehicle, he took control of it, possession of it. It wasn't for you not to hand over the logbook because he's in lawful control of it. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that. But when I first sold it to him, I signed the logbook over to him so it was in his name. And then when it arrived at his house, that's when I said to him, we agreed to have the logbook in my possession.
But it wouldn't have made any difference in law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It's terribly important because there are other people that do the same thing. In other words, you did ascribe it to him lawfully in the event that he crashed or went through a red light, it would go to his address and not yours, very sensibly. What you can't say is, I'm only going to part sell something to you. Now, that's very important because do you think here you gave him a contract for a car or do you think you gave him a contract for finance?
Well, it's not finance, but...
Well, what is it? Stupid?
It's the agreement of, like, how much it is. So, yeah, OK, like a finance.
That's very important. You're absolutely right. It's an agreement for finance. In other words, you say, look, I will sell you the car. At the time he says, fine, you shake hands on it, no problem, £1,200. You then say, well, you haven't got £1,200, so what I'm going to do is extend you credit. I'm going to give you £1,200, which I'll take the risk for. Then the two of you have got a finance agreement. It's not even about the car anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.